Hi, this is Don McAllister and welcome to another edition of Screencasts Online. Well, it's been a while since we covered tvOS and also the Apple TV, so this week I'll take the opportunity to revisit the basics of the Apple TV, as well as look at some of the new features introduced in tvOS 17. Now, as I mentioned in a recent newsletter, I needed to upgrade my first generation Apple TV 4K to the latest model to get access to some of the new FaceTime features. However, most of the other features should work on your Apple TV. But let's make a start by taking a look at the latest Apple Remote and the latest Apple TV. Now, rather than mess about with cameras, etc., I've loaded a 3D model of the new Apple TV and the latest generation Apple Remote. This is the silver remote, but let's take a look at the TV first. If I just flip this around to the back, there are two models in the range, 128GB wired connector with an Ethernet port, but also this 64GB Wi-Fi only version. I ended up going for the Wi-Fi only version. I don't really use the Apple TV much for gaming, but if you're a big gamer, you might want to go for the higher capacity, and the Wi-Fi connection is just fine. So as you can see on the back, we just have a power connector and a HDMI port. Now if we switch across to the Apple Remote, as I said, this is the silver remote. If you look at the bottom, we have a USB port. This is a rechargeable device, so we can plug it into USB-C and charge it up. On the side, we have a Siri button, a dedicated Siri button that allows you to issue commands via your voice, and then the main controls on the front. So up at the top, we have a power button. Next to that, this small little slot here is the access to the microphone. Below that, we have a touch-enabled trackpad, so you can either use this trackpad for swipe gestures, or you can actually click up, down, left and right to navigate menus, etc. Now below the trackpad, we have on the left a back button. Next to the back button, we have the TV button. Now by default, this will take you to the Apple TV app, and a long press on it will take you to Control Center. You can configure the default action to take you to the home screen rather than the Apple TV app through settings. We'll take a look at that later. Below the back button, we have a control for pausing and playing. And below that, we have a mute button. And then the long button with the plus and the minus on is the volume control that can control the volume control on your TV. Now, the current version of the Apple Remote doesn't allow you to find the remote using the Find My app. There's no speaker built in. There's no ultra-wideband chip for location sensing, but you can actually use Bluetooth awareness to find the remote, and we'll have a look at that a little bit later on. Okay, so that's the physical hardware. Now let's take a look at the user interface. That's just a quick preview of one of this week's Apple-related tutorials from Screencasts Online. Screencasts Online is your premium source of Apple-related video tutorials. All of our members get access to brand new up-to-date tutorials each week, as well as unlimited access to our entire video archive full of Mac and iOS related tutorials. You can stream and download all of our videos on your Mac, iPad and iPhone, and even your Apple TV using the members-only Screencasts Online Apple TV app. Membership also includes a complimentary subscription to the digital Screencasts Online monthly magazine, published each month and packed with videos, articles, reviews, as well as hints and tips covering all aspects of the Mac, iPad, iPhone, and all of the other fantastic Apple products. So, if you're ready to start getting the most out of your Apple devices, visit screencastsonline.com today and become a Screencasts Online member.